Okay. So see, in today's class, let us try to find out the resultant of two parallel forces. Okay. Write down the heading. Resultant of two parallel forces. So let us take a case. The first case is the resultant of two like parallel forces. Resultant of two like parallel forces. Let us draw a diagram. Suppose two forces are there, F1 and F2. Okay. Now let us suppose the resultant is acting at this point. Okay, let us name the point as C. Now let us name it as A and B, and suppose this is a point O. Clear? Okay. Now write down the figure shows a body on which two like parallel forces are acting. We have to find out the resultant force. Okay. Now the two forces are acting in the same direction, so what we will get? Obviously the resultant will be given by F1 plus F2. The resultant is given by F1 plus F2 because both the forces are acting in the same direction. I hope it is clear. Now we have to find out the point at which the resultant force is acting. Okay, so for that, let us grab the board. How to find out the point at which the resultant force is acting? Now see, this was our figure. F1, F2, resultant, and suppose this is a point O. Okay. Now to find out the position, the following condition must be satisfied. You write down the condition. Algebraic sum of moments of F1 and F2 about any point should be equal to the moment of the resultant about that point. Now let us choose a point O. Let us choose a point O. On the line AB. Okay. Now, moment of F1, write down moment of F1, that is the first force, about point O is equal to, we know that moment is equal to force multiplied by the distance. So it is equal to F1 multiplied by AO. Now see, AO is the distance of F1 from point O. So F1 about this point O, it will be clockwise moment. So it is clockwise. Similarly, let us study moment of F2 about point O. So see, F2, the moment of this force about point O, it will be acting like this. So it is anti-clockwise moment. So it is equal to F2 multiplied by OB. But the direction will be anti-clockwise. The direction will be anti-clockwise. Clear? Okay. So if we take the sign convention, clockwise as negative and anti-clockwise as positive. Suppose we are taking here in this concept, see, you can take up any sign convention, but you have to apply the uniform sign convention throughout that problem. So here we are taking clockwise as negative and anti-clockwise as positive. If we take this convention, what we will get? Now let us add up. That is the algebraic sum of the moments of F1 and F2 about O. What we will get? It is minus, so it is minus F1 into AO plus F2 into BO. F1 into AO plus F2 into BO. Okay. Now the moment of resultant force, let us take the moment of the resultant force about the point O. Okay. So let us take the moment. So see, here we are trying to calculate the point at which the resultant force is acting. So moment of the resultant force about O, it is equal to resultant multiplied by the perpendicular distance, so it is OC. Now see, again it is anti-clockwise. R will go to point O, something like this, so it is anti-clockwise, and in this concept we have taken anti-clockwise moment as positive as per this particular sign convention. Okay. Now let us apply the same concept, that is this condition we are going to apply. The algebraic sum of the moment of F1 and F2 about any point should be equal to the moment of the resultant about that point. Okay. So let us try to apply this concept and see what we will get the final equation. Okay. Now, as per the condition, we know that according to the principle of moments, according to the principle of moments, the algebraic sum of moment of f1 and f2 about O should be equal to the moment of the resultant about the same point. So let us add up the moment of f1 and f2. So f1 was negative as per this sign convention. Always remember, this particular sign convention is for this particular problem. It is not universal. Plus f2 into the distance was bo should be equal to resultant into CO, and it was also positive. So see, the resultant we know that R is equal to F1 plus F2. So if we substitute the value of R over here, what we are going to get? Minus F1 into AO plus F2 into BO plus F1 plus F2 multiplied by CO. Clear? Okay. So now let us try to simplify this equation. Minus F1 into AO plus F2 into BO is equal to F1 into CO plus F2 into CO. So if we take F1 to one side and F2 to other side, so what we will get? F2 into BO, just bring here, minus F2 into CO should be equal to F1 into CO plus F1 into AO. Take F2 as common, BO minus CO should be equal to, take F1 as common, AO plus CO. Okay, I hope up to this it is clear. Now you see what is AO plus CO. AO plus CO is total is AC, right? And BO minus CO, you see BO minus CO is equal to BC or CB. So BO minus CO is equal to BO minus CO is equal to BC, and F1 into AO plus CO is equal to AC. Clear? So F1 plus F2 should be equal to BC plus AC. This is the expression which we are getting. Okay? Okay. So now from this mathematical equation we can write down a condition. Okay, so let us see what we can write down. We can write down a condition. Let us see what we can write down. So what mathematical concept we have got? We have got f1 plus f2 is equal to bc plus ac. This is the condition which we have got. So if we try to put it in words, write down the statement which we can get from this condition. Resultant R acts at point C parallel to the lines of action of given forces F1 and F2 such that the resultant divides the distance AB, that is a total distance, divides the distance AB is the total distance in the ratio inversely proportional to the magnitude of F1 and F2. That is F1 by F2 is equal to BC by AC. So see, if you see over here, the distance of F1 from the force R is equal to AC, but it is inversely proportional F1 and here it is AC. Now see, F2, the distance of F2 is BC, about this point R, so it is inversely proportional. This is what we are going to see. Okay. Now the location of C, how we can find out the location of C? It can be found out with the help of applying moments. Let us see how. Write down the location, because that is what we need to find out. The location of C at which the resultant is acting can be found out by taking moments. Can be found out by taking about point A, by taking moments about point A. Okay. So the moment of F2 about this point A, because F1 will not come into action, because F1 is passing through the line of action of point A. So the moment of F1 about point A will be equal to 0. So what will be the moment of F2 about point A? Moment of F2 about point A. F2 multiplied by the distance of AB. So F2 about point A, it is going in the anti-clockwise direction. So as per this sign convention, we will take it as positive. Okay. Okay. Now the total moment, the sum of moment of F1 and F2 about point O. So what will be the sum of? You write down algebraic sum of moment of F1 and F2 about point O. That will be equal to how much you are getting? R, the moment of R. Okay, the moment of R, if we say, that will be equal to something about. Okay, now acha, before this let us see this thing, the moment of resultant R about A. The moment of resultant R about A, that is equal to R multiplied by the perpendicular distance. Perpendicular distance is equal to AC, R into AC, right? Okay, now the resultant, the moment of resultant R about A, that is equal to R into AC. Okay, very good. Now if we now see the sum of moment of F1 and F2 about point A. F1 and F2 about point A, that will be equal to, see, if we see something like this, the sum of moment of F1 and F2 about point A, what we will get? For F1 it is equal to 0, for F2 it is equal to F2 into AB. Now as per the principle of moments, these two equations should be equal. So we are getting F2 into AB should be equal to R into AC. This is as per the principle of moment. Okay, but we know that R is equal to how much? F1 plus F2. R is equal to F1 plus F2. Now see, let us rub the board. Last step. Final, what we have got, that is the sum of the moment about point A. So see, about point A, the moment of F1 equal to 0, and for F2 it is F2 into AB. That is equal to the moment of the resultant force R into AC. So finally we are getting F2 into AB is equal to R into AC. So from this equation, what we can get? the point C will lie inside AB, because see, F2 into AB, the total distance is AB, and R into AC, right? So C should lie between A and B, because we know that R is equal to F1 plus F2. So C should lie somewhere between A and B, that is, the C should be lying on the line AB. Clear? So the distance AC must be less than the distance AB as per this equation. The distance AC should be less than AB. Clear? So C should lie somewhere between A and B. So final one line you write down. Distance AC should be less than distance AB. Why? Because see, F2 into AB, F2 is acting at one corner, right? And we know that this R will lie somewhere between F1 and F2. Okay, so R may be here, R may be here, R may be here. So it is R into AC. So AC must be less than AB, because F2 is acting at one corner and R is somewhere between F1 and F2. Okay, I hope it is clear. Thank you.